Hi guys, Ralph here. I've got an unboxing for you. Now, so a recent video I did was with another one of these, but I could not resist buying this off eBay. Right, you'll see in the description, I'll probably already spoil it anyway, so I've already opened the box, get rid of addresses and stuff like that. If you want to send something to me, then please get in touch. The email address is in the About section on the YouTube. If not, I'm on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Discord, Patreon as well. There's coffee as well. If you want to send me some donation, Patreon donations would be really nice. But that's not what this channel's fully for. If you want to watch them, I don't really mind. If you want to help out, it helps me get these things and helps me get them fixed. So, could not resist this. I was going to wait until payday because I saw this pretty good price on eBay. If it's still available, I will buy it. And then I decided, nah, stuff it, I'm buying it. I don't know if this is from China, Japan, or whatever. 26th of the 2nd. That's not the date now. We're in March at the time of filming, 2020. So whether or not whoever is selling this actually bought a load and this was shipped over, I don't know. But you may have seen what it was then. I'll put this one side a second, because you don't really need to see that just yet. But, and also it's fell on the floor. So we'll get this packaging round here. Bubble wrap. Okay. Rip it open. Can you tell what it is yet? I'm sure you can. And there you go. A very nice looking, very different, shall we say, looking Mark I Sega Saturn. And anybody who's seen the back of this, or if you can see the bottom of this now, it's all in Japanese. Sides. Before anybody comments, yes, I know that it's 100 volts. I will not be able to plug this in. I will not be able to test this because the UK runs on 240 volts usually. So this will not be played. But I'm going to do a direct comparison. It actually looks quite good. Apart from it's supposed to be grey with these blue buttons, and I love the colour of that. It looks a little bit like it needs retro brighting, to be honest. There's a slight colouring to this, yellowing. But let me show you the Mark II. And the reason why I bought it is, all right, granted, let's have a look. Yes, it says cartridge input. Doesn't say anything there. It's the same cartridge input. It's that I have oiled already anyway in a previous video, so that just launches up like a rocket. That one is more steadier and done. But it's virtually exactly the same, except the colour-wise looks so nice, apart from the yellowing, but we'll get around to that whenever the summer eventually starts, and we'll stick this out and start cooking it. Now what I want to do is actually just compare both of them. I mean, while I've got your attention, I'll have a look. Batteries there, I think I replaced that one. Yeah, the batteries there. So there's not much fully difference between the Mark I and Mark II. I'm wondering, to be honest, it's the same connector on the back of both of these, so the power in. And again, no, I am not going to be plugging in a cable because it will blow it up. And this isn't retro tech destruction. But what I want to do is just have a good look at the differences on this one. HST 3200, MK 80200A model number. So they are different. Obvious differences are still the same AV out, still the same. That is basically the underside has got different vents, 2 rows, 1 row, 2 rows, 2 rows, nothing, something. There's a clear plastic part there which looks a bit weird. Doesn't look like a shiny piece of plastic, which is the actual case. It looks like there's a piece of plastic being stuck on there. I don't think that, or has they? Just looks too shiny, that part. And it feels different. Right, what I want to do is I'm going to take the lid off both of these, have a look inside, see if there's any difference, to be honest. They could be completely different, could be exactly the same, and then they conned us by changing the buttons. It's still the same layout, oval reset, oval power, circular power, oddball shape, open button, oval reset, circular reset. But other than that, I'm going to get into this. It's going to need a little bit of cleanup and stuff like that. Probably maybe a little bit of restoring, but that'll be for a later date. It's not good weather in the garage at the minute, but these projects can be reviewed and shown now while it's cold, and in the summer we can get these out, we can get these properly displayed and properly restored. So let me get the screws out of this. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why is there not 6 on there? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So let me get all the screws out of this, and we'll take the tops off and see if there is any difference between the Mark 1 and the Mark 2, or whether or not Sony conned us. Now, there they are. I've got all the screws out. 5 screws, exactly the same place between Mark 1 and Mark 2. Before I actually take the tops off of this, I might as well show you what's in the rest of the bag, of the box anyway. Now, I already have 2 controllers for the Saturn, but I don't have an original one, and I don't have a grey one with the blue buttons. Let's fast forward and rewind. Next track. Okay, so that's play, pause. So there's obviously a media player as well. Play, pause, random, stop, up, down, left, right, start, ABC. So that, I'll assume that will work on the Mark II as well as the Mark 1. So no games with this that came with it. In the other bag we've got a power lead. So if I had a step down transformer, I could plug this in and play now, to be honest, and see if it works. And on the other side we've got a standard Sega Saturn with the left and right audio and the composite cable, which is nice to have, I suppose. Don't really need it because I've got a HDMI cable anyway. I mean, talking about games, in the last video I actually got, with this, got the Sega Saturn. I've actually gone out and bought another one, and it has to be, I am a racing game nutball, so I bought Daytona USA for about £7 I think it was on Amazon, eBay, that'll do. I haven't got the label off yet, and I put some alcohol behind that, just loosen that a little bit before I do anything silly. Comes with a book and a CD which doesn't stay in place, which is nice. So I've got at least 2 games with this before I even go anywhere near attempting to mod one. Now, modding wise as well, I've got to mod this one for power supply anyway. It needs a Pico drive. I think it's a Pico upgrade on this, so there will be certain bits I need to do for this. This one I might just leave as stock, so I can play that game, can play the Daytona on this, I can play stuff that comes here straight from the disc, straight from the cartridge, do whatever. Because when you do the upgrade, oh, I'm pressing that like I'm doing the PlayStation. When you do the upgrade on the actual disc drive, it will take out the disc drive and there'll be a memory card slot on there. So you need, I like having 2 of things, to be honest. It's Noah's Ark. So I might mod the living crap out of this one and keep this one as stock. Right, let's take the tops off. The back panel should fall off like it has done. nicely oiled, nicely in place, everything is there. Happy. So let's have a look inside the Mark 1. He says, why is that not coming out? That's the back does not want to come out at all. Front off. What am I missing? That's holding everything in. Can't be. Look. It is loose, but it's not off. Screw there, screw there. What have I not got right? The feet, possibly? No, the feet can't come off. Is that the... There's an extra screw there. Maybe that's holding everything in? I don't know. I wouldn't think it should be. It just doesn't seem to want to budge at all. Alright, to make this video a little bit short, I'm going to pause there and see what I can do to get into this and see what I'm doing wrong. Right, the extra screw there looked like it was holding everything in place, so I took that one out. It's still the same size screw as the rest of them, so... Or is it shorter? It's actually shorter, so I'm going to put that to one side for a minute. And keep your screws in place, keep my bits separate. It's even got a little sticker on the back. Who made it? M or R? Yeah. So with that out. Ooh, this feels like there's something attached underneath. Whereas this has got the separate power, light, button. Where does that go? Oh, it's on a lever to press. Where would the? Oh, because it's a ejection. It's just a normal mechanical, and the reset's down there. This feels like something is attached, which it is. Oh, okay, that's very attached. So I need to get this out of the way because this is completely different. Mark II seems to be very easy. So let's take off this cable here. That little cable there came out as well, which is there. And let's have a look. Power. Potentially that one. I need to get that one out. My elbows. That feels loose in there. Can I disconnect there? Nope. That goes up. I mean, already I'm seeing a lot of differences. I'll just try and keep that. There we go, it's better. See, it looks like the green connector is there and would possibly come out, but it feels like the connector it's going into is loose. Or am I wrong? No, I'm not. That does seem very loose. So we'll check the board on that. But, as you remember what I said at the beginning, this is going to get modded. So the drive itself might come off completely anyway. Is that? Okay, that comes out of there. So, to start with, the power is on the top. There's a button there for the power switch. Yeah, everything's just kind of swapped round, which is very odd. And the reset button is up here instead of being deep inside the board. Yeah, it's very, very different. Actually, let's have a look. Yes, this I suspected the guy I bought this from had already modded this, but no. That possibly is some sort of Japanese cottony fluff. Granted, with all the panic about the coronavirus lately, and by the time this gets posted, this video, I could already be, well, no, let's not think down those sort of lines yet. I'll be perfectly fine. So, my idea would have been, potentially, to use the power supply on this to connect onto there, because it only connects into these 5 pins here, and they're there. And there's 6 pins there on that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, space 5. Okay, so these are very, very different. That's not stuck in place in the right place. Better. Let's carefully remove the ribbon cable from there. If it's not locked in place, it is locked in place. So lever up either side of the connector. That comes up, but that's still screwed in as an earth. It's a lot more, there's a different earthing on this. There's obviously the earthing, the shielding is all here anyway. This has been already opened, unless I've done that myself by doing, I will have done, yeah, because I pulled that up when I was taking the box out. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to mod. But it does look a lot older. So I was suspecting that this would have been a bit of a cheat, because externally they look very, very similar. Internally, it's a massive, big, different layout. So inside here, the power supply will need unclipping, unscrewing. There, there. Which we might get down to. I mean, I need to get this good blowout anyway. I mean, where's the reset? But the reset button is there, but it's up here. Bang goes my idea of taking the gubbins out of this one and put it in here, so I could reuse the casing. And there's a possibility that I could maybe put a Mark II gubbins internals inside a Mark I case. That doesn't seem... That's very free, that disk drive. Seems a little bit hampered, but not too much, I don't think. So I'll guess that the yellow tape is put on there as a security for a warranty, possibly. But all that'll come off anyway, so I don't care about it, because the warranty's been out for quite a while, shall we say. But those connectors do seem like they could do with either gluing in place or possibly even soldering on the bottom side of the board. Can I get that over? Where are the connectors? There. They don't seem fine, 'cause it's there on my finger is. Doesn't seem to be moving for me. Very gunky under here. I think it's just standard flux that has been coated all over this and slapped back in place without a proper clean-up. It's a little bit dirty on the... There's no silvering on the RF shielding. Should we go a bit deeper? Right, give me a few minutes. I'm going to try and strip this down the best I can. I know that was that out and then it was just shielding around. I can't see many screws on this. So I'm going to remove the CD drive, which looks like lift out, but I need that screw out to get this cable off. And potentially, there's not much holding this down. Maybe the screws for there, screws for the plastic legs. And I'll give this a blowout while I'm at this stage anyway. So we'll get rid of the Mark II for the time being, and we'll get on with trying to clean up the Mark I. Now, got myself into a lot of pieces. I'm noticing things very interesting in here. Yeah, to start with, there's obviously an extra board there for the memory card slot. I thought that was built onto the memory, on the actual original board. Also, the power supply looks very standard anyway, but can't deny 110 volts going through here will blow this up anyway, so there's still no chance of me doing this. I don't know whether or not it'll blow the power supply or just... because it is showing 9 volts, 5 volts, 3.5 ground, which is great. But when you're throwing in 240 volts when it only wants 110, so possibly that will have been not rated for the fault in the UK. That might not be right, the transformer right, so the whole thing will want replacing, but still I can't replace it with a UK. So that's my first easy fix, should we say. That is completely, I can't do, but hey ho, that goes that way anyway. But so we'll have to do the mod on that, which we are going to do. So we can't power this up. Getting the top shielding off. There's a screw in this corner here. 2 screws there holding on the slot for the memory card, the expansion. Coming down, that's 1 screw there holding into here. We've already took that off when we took the CD drive out, and a little screw down here as well. So that takes off. It's nice on the other side, just the top's tarnished over certain bits. I don't know if I can do anything with this, polish this up or something. I don't want to spray it or anything, I don't want it too much unoriginal. But it is inside, it's out of the way. So it's not fully essential that I need to do anything. One thing that's really weirding me out a little bit is over here. There's an SW3, but it does say MRes. Medium resolution? I don't know. It'd be quite interesting to know what that is. More tape down there. Looks like there's another screw there holding to the chassis. These 2 on the front here also holding in place. Now I've took the legs out, you can see over here. I'm keeping these in place because you can't see the 3 and 4. There they are, because they go in a certain place. They probably are exactly the same ones, but they kind of go in and screwed in place. You can take these 3 out without taking the RF shielding off. You can't take that one off without doing anything. So let me try and take the last screws out. Need a magnet for that one. Be too careful in case I wipe things on the board. I don't know if I could with a small little magnet, but you never know. And I never know. But this is why I do these things, because I enjoy doing them. It's good fun, really. Anything else I'm missing, do you think? Any obvious screws? Because this is not coming out as easy as I thought. Back corner is in. That corner's coming out. Feels like something underneath there, but I don't think that board. That's clipped in place on there. So it might be a case of that might come out. Take everything else out? No. So we are still screwed in, so that has to come out somehow. I don't know how it's connected in, if it is actually connected in, because it might be on that board there. That multi-connector there. I hope I haven't just destroyed it. Oh, that looks fine. It does look fine. So I think I got away with that without knowing that was there. Right. More screws. So 1, 2. Awkward to get to. I haven't got a screw a bit long enough. So let's have a look. Now, I think on the Mark II, I don't think that plastic bit was screwed in place. I'm out. I don't even think this has been opened up at all. I think the guy I bought it from he said it was part of his collection. More fluff underneath there. But he was going to do stuff with it and never got round to it. So that can come off. Looks like we could give this a damn good bit of a cleaning. Bit of blowing. Bit of fluff on there. I've done the lid, I've done the most of this. But there is still bits of fluff in there. Nothing wrong with this. Just make sure that when you've done this, especially nowadays, clean your hands you're that paranoid about doing this yourself, then do wear gloves. So I am not obviously using gloves at the moment, should be, but I'm fine. I'll be cleaning up afterwards before I'm prodding anybody or anything or putting things in my mouth. Yes, so let me give this another clean. It's not bad actually, apart from definitely wanting the battery changing, which I'm not going to do at this moment because I have got a battery, so it's only a CR2032, probably as flat as anything, but there's no point because I haven't got any mods on this yet and I can't try it. I mean, what it put through a mind a minute ago that with the power supply over here, you use resistors to transform 12 volts down to 3 volts to run an LED, which is fine. Can you use a transformer? Can you use not transformer, can you use a resistor, series resistors, to reduce the voltage from 240 down to 100 volts? I don't know whether you can, and I don't know whether or not I'll be safe doing this. So, while I've got this out here, let's give you a good scout around on the board, because I know you like to look at what the chips are. Any seals like RAM chips. Could be wrong, probably am wrong. There's a Sega chip, 315-5687, Panasonic, covered in... It weirds me out a little bit that you've got Sega, that are a Japanese company, print everything on here in English. I mean, it weirds me out, but thank you very much, Japanese Sega, for doing that. Coming up on this side, on the right hand side there, another custom chip there, I think. Oh, battery. See what I mean there? The MRES? I just don't know. Maybe it's a failsafe or something. I really don't know. And the back, some more chips on here. So I'm going to give this a bit of a clean. Give that a bit of a clean. And then we can start putting together, yeah. It doesn't want much, to be honest. It looks pretty much like it should be working once we get around to it. But at the minute, it's just in pieces. And I can't do anything until we buy mods. But mods will come for this. Mods will come for a lot of things in my collection. I mean, a lot of things are already modded, chipped, whatever else, and they're perfectly brilliant. But at the minute, I don't know. This one, what that is, if that's plus or minus for something, if it's a jumper for region. No, that's for a fan being attached to the side. CN11 fan. See, I am learning some things on here. LED, why are the LEDs on there? That's for LED for the front, right. So not for this CN10. See, there's a lot of things you could expand these on, which I'm learning more and more every day. The EMs, there's a change of resolution on this. Modification to do on this, which instead of just using the standard output, which I will be using anyway for the time being, until I get more brave and actually solder wires onto these things. Yeah, very nice indeed. Like I say, it's a shame that the power... There is a possibility, because that's in the case that way around. How about this for an idea? You could use a UK power supply, mount it up here, and then, so I've got the cable here for that. You could change the connector on here. Because the other one goes straight down and into it. You could solder these into where, because on the board you've got the 5 pins sticking out of this board, and then this slots onto it. You could, in theory, where those where the holes are on the power supply board, solder that to it and put it in place. It should be, you could easily do the right way around on this. So it is possible, I'll say barely possible, to put a UK power supply in this. Possible. Only possible. So what I'm going to do, stop waffling, clean up, and we need to put this back together again, because mods will not come for this very quickly. This will be summer-wise, this will be autumn-wise anyway, and it's still winter, or it's still spring. So let's go on with cleaning and get back to you when everything's been done. Well, back together again. There's not much left to do, to be honest. It's not as easy as the Mark II. Mark II was exceptionally easy to take to pieces and put back together again. It seems a little bit more trickier. But obviously, if it's a Mark I, the errors are there to see. But yeah, like I said, this is just basically a look inside this model and see what's where and how or whatever. I'm not sure if I'm actually missing a screw from in there or not, but I can't seem to find one anywhere. And I have kept a good track on them. I've got a few screws up here, which are just out of sight. But there is one, I'll put it in. I've got a gold one here, which runs with the CD drive, which is here. The cable dangling off there anyway. So I need to put that in there. Dangles in there. Cable runs across there, runs into there. Right. Okay, let's get that pinned out of the way. I've lost my pliers. Because it's locked in place by that being pushed down anyway, so I don't want to do too much. So gently in the right place, and then lock in, push sides of that in, and it's there. I forgot to take those off. Oh well, I'll take that off. I'll leave that corner one on there. Fine. It's not essential. It's not going anywhere. It's not really annoying me yet. Now, does the washer go on first? Possibly. As long as there's a metal connection, should be fine. Okay. So now my biggest problem is the lid. Now we know it goes that way, but we knew one of these cables was a pain, so I had to go there. Okay. So it's going together quite easily enough, just not as easy as the Mark II, which is a shame really. That way, no, that way. It'll go one way easily anyway. I'm sure these cables will. You in. You don't go in there. They went there, right. Because that attaches to, because this will be there, this will be there. This cable attaches to. Answers on a postcard. And no. That goes in there. Okay, so I've got 4 pins. That's got a 5 pin. Where's that cable go? Ah, hold on, on the side of here. I nearly frighten myself sometimes. And that should go. That will go in the side of there. That will go into there. That will go over here. So I've got my 3. Just need to find out where that cable goes. It looks naturally like it goes there. Oh, yeah, you dumbass. There you go. Yeah. So that will go over here. So unless this goes this way around then. Okay, now I've lost where that one goes, the side of there. Okay. Bear with me. Stupid alert. shove that into there. See, it's all just a jigsaw puzzle. And if you're clever enough to write everything down to start with, then fine. But if you're not, and you're as dumb as I am, and just take everything out, then it's a puzzle. But to be honest, it's a puzzle I like doing. There we go. So, cables would go that way then, to be out of the way. That could possibly do with being there, to be out of the way. I realise you can't see as much as I can. Yeah. That's fine, they shouldn't be in the way of anything. I'll open the lid up to see if anything does catch on anywhere. It is a lot tighter than the Mark II. That cable there is in the way. Damn it. There's a cable which should be underneath everything, which is there. Not end of the world, I can take that screw out and then it'll slide off here anyway. So I need to sink this cable underneath here, deep under it's in the way. So another pause, and we'll jump on this one as soon as we've done it. That's better. So that cable out of the way on the power supply won't be a massive problem forever because that will be going. I've got so many ideas. I want to do this, but I actually want to hear what you think I should do with this. Please comment below what I should do, whether or not it's a case of certain retro brighting, whether or not if it's worth it or not on this. Whether or not I can, what sort of drive I put in here. What sort of power supply, actually, to be honest, for one part, because I do need to put one in. I'm not sure if it's a Pico, whether or not the Pico is a different sort of mechanism. So, long screwdriver. Well, it's a makeshift screwdriver. I haven't got one long enough for this, the bits. So let me get the rest of these screws in. Please, like I said, comment below on what you think I should do with this, how bad I should mod it, how good I should mod it. And I'll put the screws in this and put the screws in the other one, in the Mark II, and we'll be done with this little tidy up and strip down. And there we have it, we're back together again. Like I said at the beginning of the video, this will not be powered up. I would love to be able to play a game on it. I'd love to be able to plug this bloody thing in, but unfortunately it will not happen because of the voltage, and it's just not safe to do that. I've electrocuted myself plenty of times on this channel so far. I don't want to do it again. There's the main difference, is it's just a strip down. There's more I'm going to do with this in the future, but at the minute, that's good clean out. It needs stuff like this every so often anyway, because these will naturally attract a lot of fluff, and it's a lot nicer to touch, a lot nicer to feel now. It will have a damn good clean scrub out retro bright attempt when we get round to it in the summer. At the minute there's so much cloud in England, it's ridiculous. But yeah, Sega Saturn, Mark 1, Mark 2. What are the differences? Apparently quite a lot. Now I originally thought it was just a case I could swap the inners out and put it in here and look really nice in a Mark 1 case, Japanese case, but no, there's a lot more to it. So it was a full upgrade. It's not like, well, it looks exceptionally similar, but it's same as with the Mega Drive 1 and 2. They are completely different beasts inside. The Atari 2600 standard, the wooden one against the Junior, completely different inside. Very the same gubbins and whatever else, but way different layout. So yeah, I hope you've learned something, and it's a sneak preview of what will be coming in the future months for the channel. For doing, there's a lot of things I want to do. There's obviously this, I need a lot more upgrades, need Payday to come around as well, but a lot more upgrades I can do to this. I've even got an idea what I can do with Fair Fight 14. He donated last year 3 Xboxes, original Xbox. I've got a good idea what I can do with those. He's known by Retro Box Room now, but he should be forever known as Fair Fight to us all anyway. But I have got an idea what I can do with those. I have 6, so if I do something that is really bad with 3 of them, it doesn't matter so much. But other things I've got, I don't know, I've got loads of stuff I need to do. So please stay tuned to the channel, like, subscribe if you haven't already. Sega Saturn, Mark 1, Mark 2. Please comment below. Please consider being a Patreon. I'm on social media, usual gubbins. Just search Retro Tech Ralph, you'll find me anyway. If you want to donate something, please get in touch and I'll give you your address to send to. If not, if I can collect it locally, I will do, and you can meet me. If not, I'll see you in another video. Bye for now.